Welcome to this presentation of the Linux Hardening Expert certification by HackTricks training. In this video, I'll give you a clear overview of what the course offers, how is it structured, and what kind of skills you can expect to gain by the end of it. This certification is focused on real-world Linux security with a strong emphasis on hands-on learning and offensive techniques. This course combines theory with a strong practical approach. You will go through more than 30 lessons and complete over 120 hands-on labs, each designed to reinforce key concepts in realistic environments. The course also includes a final certification exam, a 12-hour red team style challenge, where you will need to analyze, enumerate, and exploit Linux systems to capture multiple flags. The goal is not just to test knowledge, but to validate your ability to apply it in a real scenario. The course begins by explaining how everything is organized and how you should approach the learning process. You will go through a combination of presentations, videos, guided explanations, and practical labs that gradually build your understanding. Early on, you'll already start working with essential concepts like reversals and Linux enumeration using tools such as LHE and LHE. This means you are not just learning theory, you are immediately applying techniques that are used in real security assessments. In this section, you will learn how systems are structured, how to move through the file system, and how to interpret command outputs correctly. More importantly, you will start developing the mindset needed to analyze a system from both an operational and a security perspective. Once you understand the basics, the next step is learning how to gather and interpret system-level information. You will analyze components such as the operating system, kernel, environment variables, permissions, storage, execution path. This allows you to build a complete picture of what a system is configured and how it behaves internally. Then, in the user information section, the focus shifts to a user and their role within the system. You will learn how to identify users, understand their activity, and analyze the traces they leave behind. This is key to understanding access patterns and identifying potential privilege escalation opportunities. Then, the section Interesting Files and Permissions are one of the most important attack surfaces in Linux. Here you will explore sensitive files, misconfigured permissions, and mechanisms such as SUID, SGID, capabilities, and ACLs. The objective is to help you quickly recognize which configurations can actually be abused in a real attack scenario. Then, we will cover network information. This section focuses on understanding the system from a network perspective. You will learn how to enumerate interfaces, routes, open ports, and running services, as well as analyze firewall rules and connectivity. By doing this, you will be able to determine both the system's exposure and its potential communication paths. Then, in the software information part, we will see how installed software often expands the attack surface significantly. In this section, you will analyze applications, services, authentication mechanisms, and stored credentials. You will also learn how to identify misconfigurations and sensitive data that can leverage during an assessment. In the section Processes, Crons, Systemd, and Divas, understanding how tasks are executed is essential for identifying security weaknesses. Here, you will explore processes, schedule tasks like cron jobs, and service managers such as Systemd. You will learn how execution chains work and how they can be abused to gain higher privileges. Then, we will go to the container section. This section explores Linux isolation mechanisms and modern containerized environments from both a defensive and offensive perspective. You will learn how isolation works using technologies such as namespaces or cgroups, and you will also learn where these isolation mechanisms can fail and how misconfigurations may allow attackers to escape container boundaries. And the cloud section. In this section, we will see how Linux systems behave differently in cloud environments. This section will focus more in AWS, GCP, and Azure, with special attention to the metadata services. You will learn how to extract roles, identities, and temporary credentials, which are often some of the most valuable targets in cloud-based systems. So, this certification is designed for professionals who want practical expertise in Linux security. It is especially relevant for pen testers and red teamers, but also for system administrators and security engineers who want to better understand real attack techniques. Also, anyone looking to gain hands-on experience with Linux hardening and exploitation will benefit from this course. Related to requirements, there are no strict prerequisites to take this course. However, having a basic understanding of networking and some familiarity with the Linux command line will make the learning process smoother. To access the certification, you will need to register on the HackTricks training platform and purchase a voucher. Once you're ready, you can redeem the voucher and start the course at your own pace. Take into account that when you redeem the voucher, the lab time will start. From here, you will have access to all lessons, labs, and of course, the final exam. If you have already enrolled, welcome. You are about to start a very practical and valuable learning experience. And if you haven't yet, this certification is a great opportunity to build real-world Linux security skills. Thank you for watching and enjoy your journey into Linux hardening.